Hello everyone. We are so happy to be with you today. We have been in Vision Quest and it has been such an intense, powerful, beautiful times. Here I am with my sister Christine. And today we're going to be talking about how imperative it is for the women to come forward with the wisdom. There has been many messages about how it is the feminine, the one that leads the way. Yet, what is it that woman is afraid of expressing or saying something about the situations? So, we are going to be talking about that warrior woman that you are. So, Christine, what do you want to say about this?
Well, this is such an important message for me that came through, and it's going to be, I think, for all of those women who have suffered through something traumatic or fearful and violence that I didn't realize was stopping me at certain points, actually probably for a very long time. And knowing that it's there is the very first step, the whole message of what's stopping me and then what to do about that.
Yeah, there has been so much trauma from the patriarchal system, creating in the feminine. So the feminine begins to just shut down from many, many generations because of it. It was not allowed to speak. It was a time, for a long time, that women supposed to be submissive and not say. And she felt very, very abused for such a long time.
Yes.
You passed through that one. We all passed through that one. Yes. I have never met somebody that it has never saw any kind of abuse. Isn't that sad?
Very sad. Mm-hmm.
Yet how to deal with it within the self. You hear the mother within you. You have all this incredible wisdom. Mm. Yet, what is it? That the people cannot bring it forward because you feel you're not going to be accepted, when you feel that you need to lower your energy just to fit in. You're settled for some relations just because you think that you have to. There is so much of that commotion within the self and it needs to be resolved. The mother, it is healing this part of you that you have been through a lot. And it is providing a way for you to bring that power back to you. So when people have passed through so much, and you can see that situations in your life that you're so afraid to speak it up because you think you're going to be punished, you're going to be hurt again. And a lot has to do with how do you relate with pain and suffering. Yet, it's not about that pain and suffering, what it make you feel stuck, but how do you manage it? How do you relate with it? Do you put it under the rug? Do you hide it? Do you face it and understand it and embrace it? In some way or another, the women needs to understand that relation within themselves and heal it. And not being afraid to see it. Not being afraid to face those situations that has happened in your life or still is happening at this time. So when we address that, yes, it is a big trauma. And yet, does the trauma is going to make you stuck the whole time? Does it is about that forgiveness? And it is in many ways. Yet, how do we as women pass through that and see it and heal it and keep on walking, moving forward? So, can you talk us more about that? What happened to you?
Yeah, so, as Ma said, it was in me for a very long time under the rug. I did forgive the perpetrator many years ago, but it didn't help me overcome what was still stuck in there. And what I was feeling, and what I was talking to Ma this morning about is, the power within us is there, has been there, whether we recognized it at that time or not. But we just need to heal that part of ourselves, which is always there. The Mother's always there to help us do that. Seeing it, putting your finger on it, is the biggest message of all. And then overcoming it. And that was in it, and the power is immediately back there. It's right there for us. And it's a blessing of all things. I mean, you think that maybe you can't find that power again, but it's been there. It's just that the fear covered it up and didn't allow you to feel and express it.
Yeah.
In a big way.
Something?
Yeah.
There has been so much of misunderstanding about sexuality. And the men represents the system. The men represent that manifestation of yours. So when you go into the system to your work, and how do you supposed to relate a culture that it has been very into the patriarchal system, it truly creates a big disconnection. I mean, most places, including in the United States, women are lesser in their jobs. They receive less money than a man for making the same job. Women have, right now in the United States, there is all the situations about abortion. Like women cannot decide anymore what they do with their bodies. And the system put it like, well, women got pregnant all by themselves. Men has nothing to do with it. And it is funny, but it is not, because it creates that overwhelming sensation of being afraid of the system because of it. Healing the wounded father, that how you as women relate with the men. I mean, your dad taught you your way of living. And what was happening with him? I mean, it was all this distortion. You see, patriarchal system not only hurt women, it hurt men too. In big deal. They didn't know what they were doing. They think, and they still think in many ways. Yeah, I'm talking about, that place that they are very afraid of the woman with power. A woman that says enough is enough. I have always seen the women as the big warrioress, much more than anybody. It takes more guts that pass through so many things, and you still want to love, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And you still want to do something good for your children. And you still, even in that woundedness, the women still stand up and want to make the things better. And that, it is the warrior. Yet, being that warrioress, it really has to do with understanding peace. Peace was very, very evident in Vision Quest for us. Many messages about peace. And people think about peace as something that it is passive. And it is not. Peace starts with you. And that, it is a huge understanding, a huge spiritual work within yourself. Peace, the absence of fear. Peace, the willingness to be you no matter what. And set what you know. Peace, that it has to do with that beautiful, true human being that you are. is having the guts to see everyone interconnectedness. Everyone very much relating with each other in a good way and how it works. If you understand that peace and the love that you are, you understand that you're not a beggar. Peace means that you finally can see yourself as love. Because the source, it is within your own self. And you are that source. The mother, what you call the mother, it has been guiding you for all this time. And there is nothing anymore to be afraid of, to be yourself. And that takes some guts. It takes that strength that you said enough is enough. What do you feel, my sister?
Yeah, it's drawing that line and saying no more. And I think, and it comes to each of us at a different time. But once you reach that point, I think that in itself is the impetus or the point of finding your power, because it's available to you immediately. And like Ma said, the pain and the suffering caused that blockage or that being stuck. But the freedom, the liberation of that is having the guts to say no more. I'm done with this. I'm not going to operate with this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sex is a beautiful, beautiful understanding of connection of the two that becomes one. Every time that you have sex, you open portals of spirits, even if you're not pregnant. You open portals of spirits depending on what is it and how it works. Cleaning your womb. It's a very, very important thing to understand. Removing situations that you have passed through and understanding what is that sacred sex. It's very, very important at this time. But understanding that, you see, right now, it's not like you're going to find all these traumas that you have. Just remove the pebbles that there are in your way. You can go around it. You can see it in a different way. Don't let these situations of abuses stop you. Don't see it as it has to do with all the women. You are the light givers. It is the time for you to embrace that light that you are. And it starts with you healing those places. That doesn't mean that you need to keep on receiving all these abuses. It means that you have that light, that way out from that, and begins to say no. Bring your power back and understand how does it feels to bring your power and how to manage that power for the highest good. What do you think?
What you said about the light body, I think, Ma, is like, that is the path for me. Knowing that, it takes me immediately to a place of seeing everything differently, a perspective of what happens, but we don't need to store those pain and sufferings. We don't need to push them down or hold them within ourselves. We can do the forgiveness. We can forgive ourselves as well. And then we can see it in a way that we have learned from this, and it's no more. So you carry that power within yourself forward instead of saying, well, it's going to happen again. No, it doesn't have to happen again.
And healing that wounded father and wounded mother within the self has become very imperative. You know what? what it taught you how to be a woman, it was your mother, your biological mother. But they didn't know these teachings, huh? They didn't know how to do these things, most likely. So, when you were a child, you see your parents as gods. I mean, you think about food and food just appear. Maybe, in some cases. You begin to relate with that like it was the only thing. You think that you needed to just buy into that programming in whatever culture was, especially about women. And you got hurt. But it is not about staying in that hurt and perpetuating that pain and suffering. It is about understanding that new revelation that the mother is doing, the great mother is doing within yourself, guiding you about what it means to be a woman. And a woman is not just the punching bag of everybody. The woman is not that one that people felt that you were just that, a lesser being for any reason. On the contrary, you have always been this incredible light, the one that actually leads the way. When the woman is stand up and leads the way, men will follow eventually. But you do need to stand up. And it is not only you doing that work. See, this is millions and millions and millions of women that they are beginning to say enough is enough. Yes, it is very, very intense times. And it's going to be even more darker. But you're that light. That light that together we can do big, big differences. You want to say?
Yes, I think what I would like to say is be prepared when you do stand in your power and you confront the patriarchy. That's where the bravery comes in, because you will create waves. There's no doubt. It's not expected. It's not wanted. And there'll be pushback. But that should make you feel like you're doing it and you're doing it right, because otherwise you're not. You're lowering your vibration. You're accepting a lower way that is not your way. When you see the pushback, you feel those waves of your own power being brought forward, then you know, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Be selective about sex. Choose, it is you the one who choose the men in your life. Don't put under the rock the red flags.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. There is such a thing called the gauntlet. Let it happen. The gauntlet is a spiritual test that comes naturally for the masculine way. And the women wants to make a big cover up because of that woundedness. Know that you are love. You're not a beggar of love. Yes, it is true that the moment that you begin to bring that beautiful wisdom within yourself, you're going to create waves, but you're not alone. We all are together in this. We all are together in a way of standing up. You know, this radio talk goes to many, 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 many countries, almost everywhere in the world. Share these teachings to everyone. These teachings has been hidden for a long, long time. We need to remember. We need to come forward and remember. Recognize yourself as love. Recognize yourself as that daughter of the Great Mother and that son of the Great Mother. The true man is a protector. And that protector follows the ways of their heart. That's the feminine. But it is the heart that needs some healing right now. Well, we are creating all kinds of things. We do need money in our organization. So we have an eBay, a little store that we have. We need donations to keep this radio top going. So we need your help. Go to sacredwoman.org. And if you can make a donation, it doesn't matter what it is, it really is a big, big help for all of us. And we are so grateful for you. Of course, we have our school ongoing and our ceremonies ongoing. Yes, it is intense times. That's when we gather together and understand the powerful of the feminine, the big power of the feminine, and learn how to manage your own power. We are so thankful for the app, Messages from the Great Mother. It is very beautiful to see these perfect synchronicities. We are so happy about this work that we are doing. And it is the time of the gathering. Please keep on sending us emails and connect with us so you can feel and you know that you're not alone, that we can do this together. Tlazohcomate for your work. I am you. I am Magdala. Thank you, Christine.
Oh, it's my pleasure.